That's no problem. You usually start these days, don't you?
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, like I was telling, like I'll let you know when the thing starts, like the feed, like
Okay.
on the site. Because right now it just went black. There you go.
Oh, it sounds that.
And now it's running an ad. Oh, he's burning his face off. Yeah, this leprechaun a bad motherfucker. Okay. Welcome, guys, to the Hear Me Out episode number 15. Topic today is killer characters. We have a bunch of subtopics today. We'll get into that momentarily. Hope you guys had a good week. I know I had some crazy stuff going on, but yeah, hopefully this is a good podcast. We promised this piece of footage for some time now, so hopefully you guys like it. And without any further delay, here's T Risk, which is the guy who's gonna run you through today's episode.
All right. Welcome everyone. This is T-Risk, and let's get started. Thank you, Nelson, for starting the show and
Mm-hmm.
getting us up and running.
Yep.
How's your week been? Because
Whew.
my week has just been off this entire time.
Man, listen, I've been doing a lot of networking. I've been making deals so we can have some venues to hold tournaments. So hopefully you guys are wanting to come out and actually play some like actual good old school fighters, even some updated versions. And I've been working side to side with another Twitch person I associate with to do Fight Club Weekly, which is every Friday at 8 o'clock, and they're right now doing Street Fighter Five. And I think when Injustice 2 drops, they're gonna be doing like a launch thing for that.
Yeah, you have a poll up right now on your Twitter account, don't you? For like
Yes.
online and offline tournaments.
Yes, I want to see what the voices on YouTube would let me know what they would prefer of it being accessible to either having an offline tournament or having an online tournament. And so far, from what I seen the last time, 3 people voted and they said they want offline. I mean, it's not much,
You
but
you
uh,
could put up a poll on YouTube. It'd
I
be a
could.
feature, I guess.
Yeah, I could try
Since we
YouTube.
once this video goes up.
Yeah, I could definitely do that.
All right. For me on my end, like it's mostly just like covered from what has been 16 hours of being in a car,
Oh,
a clown car, basically.
that's crazy.
Yeah, we had way too many people in that car. I couldn't feel my legs after a while.
Oh yeah, fucking cramped up and shit. I can tell.
Yeah, and like this whole week is just been like, I feel like I've been losing a day. I thought today was Tuesday.
Oh
I,
shit.
I, I thought Tuesday was Monday. I thought Monday was Tuesday. I thought Monday was Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's what's been going on. I
Right.
haven't had the chance to practice any games. I haven't played anything. I've just been covering and working on offside stuff for my personal business.
Oh,
All
okay.
right, let's get started. Today's topics, like I apologize, people, if you think today's topic is about Killer Instinct. It's not. I apologize in advance.
Yeah.
It's not about Killer Instinct. It's we're going to be talking about the KOF DLC finally.
Yeah, finally we have actual live footage of the characters going into trials and a couple of casual matches. So,
Mhm.
should be fun.
We Yeah. By the way, if anyone that actually wants to see this footage with the talking on it, you can actually go to Nelson's channel. Nelson,
Yeah, you
you
guys
want to
could
tell
go
people what it
to
is?
twitch.tv/Mugen_Katsuki. I'm gonna make a highlight after the stream is over because I haven't done that yet. So I'll keep it so it's archived. So if you guys want to hear the actual conversations of me and T Risk um, playing through the characters and seeing like what's what, then yeah.
Yeah, it's actually pretty funny during the matches itself.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, it was fucking grand.
We besides that, we're going to cover the costume DLC since they will be out today, apparently.
Oh yeah, I
Uh,
didn't know that.
yeah, all of them.
I didn't. That's actually a good thing that SNK is doing. Keep it up.
Hmm.
Shit.
Yeah, it's a good pace.
Mhm.
Whenever they do announce any sort of DLC or any sort of update to the
Right.
game itself, be it like a patch or like a thing to actually improve anything. We are also going to be talking about the recent streaming restrictions and just what it means for the games in the future, possibly.
Right.
And another issue with streaming in Germany that's going on right now. We're going to be talking about the recent changes to YouTube's monetization policy.
Mhm.
We're going to be talking about a little bit of Street Fighter Five, about a topic that was up on Event Hubs for discussion. We're going
Right.
to talk about Unholy Light, Darkness Hunter. It's a it's a new game for a very old console. Let me just
Yeah.
not spoil the topic.
I heard
We
about
have
those.
Tyler Stevenson again giving us the topic of the week from the viewers,
Okay.
and just a few other things that came to mind of interest. So, with that, let me just get this out of the way. For anyone that likes Samurai Showdown, I would advise you to go to Polygon. The link will be in the description for this. This time, I actually have the links with me on hand, so I'll have Nelson put everything up. They have a really good article concerning Samurai Showdown from the original team,
Mhm.
Samurai Gumi, I believe they're called,
Okay.
and it's a really interesting read of like how the game was developed, all sorts of like information that you would expect. They just from a little excerpt from it, they mentioned why Samurai Showdown is spelled the way it was. I thought it may have been like a Japanese thing, or maybe it's just like that weird era of games having just strange names.
Mhm.
But the reason why the W in Samurai Showdown is gone, well, actually, Nelson, why did you think it was gone? By the way.
Honestly, I don't really know. Like I thought it was just like a typo error or something like that that they might have done like by mistake, and then once it was already out, they was like, "Fuck it," you know. But I
All
wouldn't have
right.
any idea,
Okay.
honestly.
Well, from what the article mentions, they said that it was suggested by the SNK US distributors, so you could blame them for that if you if you want to. They said that Spirits from the Japanese title Samurai Spirits doesn't really tell the consumer what the game's about. So they
Mhm.
suggested replacing it with the word Showdown. The movie Shogun was popular at the time, so they suggested spelling of Showdown as a reference to Shogun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's a lot of little trivia like that. But that was always one thing that made me really confused as a child, just trying to figure out like why does this game have this strange typo? Well, they're going to fix it by the next game, right? No. Well, maybe
Mhm.
the next game. No. Maybe the next game. Uh-uh. So that's what happened. So
Mhm.
I advise anyone to read it. It's a really good read. I don't even care for anything Polygon puts out, but this was a really good surprise from them. So good on them for that. There's also information about the Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers part 3. Uh what was it? Udon comic?
Man.
If you don't even care about reading this, at least look at the images that they put up for the covers, like the limited edition
Mm.
covers. They are really good for anyone that's like a monster movie buff.
Right.
They have some really fun, creative things. Like I think they have something from Creature from the Black Lagoon with
Mhm.
what is his name? Oli, I think his name is.
Yeah.
The merman from Darkstalkers, and I
Oh, right,
think
right. I can't remember his fucking name, like, to be on point, but.
yeah, for me, like I use their Japanese and English names all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So now trying to think of one of the other is like really, really tough for me. But the Green Merman, he's in the cover, and I think it may be Chun Li in
Okay.
like a bikini or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they have like reference covers as well. Like for part three, they have Sagat and shoot, I forgot what's the Frankenstein monster guy now. Oh my goodness, my memory is just shot this week.
But you guys
Um,
should know if you're a fan of Darkstalkers, so.
exactly. And it's a reference to Ryu and Akuma in Street Fighter Alpha 2, I believe?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I don't know who's in the back. Like, I know Sakura's in the back for the official one, but I have no idea who could that possibly be. That might be his sister.
It's a
Now that I
possibility.
think about it, it might be his sister.
These.
Either way, that's another fun thing to look at. Uh, what else do I have here? I think I may have something here based on something else for Street Fighter. Oh, right. Anyone else that is into just like the design of things, like I am.
Mm-hmm.
The CFN on the Japanese side, though you can look on either Event Hubs, Shuriken, or Silicon Era. This is where I found this information. There is there is a little tidbit of information of the design book for Street Fighter in general. I
Mm-hmm.
forgot when it was made. It was probably made during Street Fighter 2 or Street Fighter Alpha 1. And it is basically what they use to this day on how to design the shape of the characters, why the characters are built the way they are. Like we've heard all the time of why the feet and the arms are so big is because of a
Right.
visualization thing. But this goes into why the characters are like very stocky, very like rectangular in shape,
Mm-hmm.
and how their muscle mass is. And yeah, the muscle mass that you see in the art is a little bit more slender than what you usually see. But Street Fighter 5 is very much closer to it than Street Fighter 4 is, at least.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like they're still sticking to this art style to this day and why it is the way it is. So if anyone that actually wants to see the ins and outs of how the characters are made, at least as far as Ken is concerned,
Right.
there it is. So now that basically PSA stuff is done, let's get into the actual topics. So I'm going to go first into Unholy Night, considering this is a short topic. I should have gotten the YouTube video for this, but you can find this information on Silicon Era. That's where I found it. Event Hubs covered this a little while back, and so did Shuriken, but they didn't actually show a footage of it. They mostly showed pictures and like the developers and a short interview at most. But I believe this game might actually be out for Kickstarter to pre-order.
Yeah, it's on Amazon. You can pre-order the actual game.
Okay, so of all places, like I think I may have spoken to you about this before about how people are still making Dreamcast games.
Yes.
Well, apparently they're still making Super Nintendo games as well. Because
Mm-hmm.
this game is going to be on a cart, and it's an actual Super NES game made by, I believe, previous SNK employees.
Yeah.
So it looks fun. It animates real well. I can't say much for the music, but that's only because they only played one track.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like that one track to some degree. And if you want to play it, and if you still have a Super Nintendo, I guess you could go play this new Super Nintendo Fighter.
Did you
Um,
hear about the new Genesis beat 'em up game that's coming out as well?
which one?
I think it starts with a P. I can't remember. I think it's like Papa something. I can't really remember. But
Nah, no, I didn't hear about it.
it's like the live action commercial is like mad random. Like you see like this brawlic ass like diesel dude starts like walking in from the shadows, and he finds like an old ass Sega Genesis. He picks it up from like the rubble. Then he finds a controller. Then he finds the actual Sega Genesis cart, and then he slams it all together. And then the next thing you know, he starts like saying the title of like the game in like a very high pitched voice, and then you just see like the art style is not that much off from like I wouldn't say like a Streets of Rage because it's a little bit like better drawn. What's the word I want to use, man? Like, all right, you ever remember you know the fighting game Eternal Champion?
Yes.
Imagine that art style in a beat 'em up.
Okay, like very dark tone and like rich colors.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the
I can see
graphics is
that.
on point, and it's also for pre-order as of right now. I can't remember the name of the Genesis cart at the moment, but if I do manage to find it, I guess we could talk about it sometime
Yeah.
soon.
I have seen another beat 'em up that was like that. I can't remember the name right now, but it was like a Sega Genesis fighter, and it does sound like that, but I can't tell for sure if it's this exact same one because the video I saw, it seemed like it had a filter on it. Like this strange foggy filter going on.
No,
But
this
but
one didn't have one.
what you say kind of sounds like the same, except it looked a little bit like Streets of Rage, but darker.
Yeah, it was like Streets of Rage. It's like a beat 'em up. Like you're walking, and you're just beating up random people. You're able to select, I think, up to like 5 to 6 characters or some shit like that.
Ah,
I can't
okay.
remember that. Like, cause the funny thing was that for anyone who was tuning in on Monday to watch the Super Best Friends live cast, they actually premiered the video on their podcast, and that's how
Oh,
I found out about it.
okay. I may have missed that part.
They was
Because,
talking about it when they was talking about the Super Nintendo fighter that we was just mentioning just now. Like
okay,
immediately, like right after that.
that's fine.
So
Alright. I'll take a look at that. Okay, moving on. Oh, I would also like to mention, since I'm the only one that cares for Nintendo around here, there is going to be a Nintendo Direct April 12th, and it's going to cover ARMS and Splatoon. So,
so that's today.
is it today? Oh, shit.
Today is April
Uh,
12th.
today, but exactly, people. Like this is why I said earlier that I thought today was Tuesday. Um, okay, I'll have to look at that later. Knowing my luck, it's probably going on right now or something.
Most
Uh,
likely.
okay. What else? Yeah, the KOF costume DLC. I'm just going to cover that real quick then.
Yeah.
Uh, they're coming out today.
There's
I
a lot of outfits too.
Yeah, it's 4 outfits. Knowing SNK now, it might actually have another bundle going on there. The recent bundle that they put, was that a week only deal?
What for the 17.99
Yeah.
PSN thing? I don't know. Like right now, as we're talking, I will look to confirm that piece of information. But when the game first came out, I know that not the game, but the DLC. When the DLC first came out, it says like if you have PlayStation Plus, you're able to save, X amount of dollars, blah blah blah.
Yeah, you
For
save
the
about like $2 or something like that, and on top of that, you're already saving about 4 or 5.
yeah,
Where you put
exactly.
all the DLC together and buy them individually.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know if you don't have PlayStation Plus at the time,
Mm-hmm.
you basically cheat yourself out of what is an extra character. Because
Right.
I believe it's like $4 or $5 to buy a character. You save about that much.
Right. Alright, I'm trying to look at this DLC section right now. It says I've purchased it. I don't care for the fact that I purchased it. Can I check to see if it's... God damn it. You know, alright, I got a better idea. I'll
Just go on the
look it
website?
up. I'll just go on the website instead of doing it on my phone. Alright, this will be much faster this way.
Okay.
So, yeah, just give me 1 second, guys, and I will confirm this information for you. Because it's a little bit dumb how my phone just like, hey, yeah, you already purchased the fucking thing. You know, you're not going to be able to see it. Alrighty, so I'm at the thing. The game is still $59.99. For the characters, there is no more sale, so it was only for a week. So now the DLC is back to $19.99.
Oh well.
So for your
I
little
missed out on
$2-3 off, that's not gonna happen no more.
Yeah, I missed out. Alright. Couple lost there.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
so yeah, the costumes they're really good considering the type of characters that they are. Like they gave Kula a sundress and like leggings. They gave
I think Angel is another one.
yeah, Angel they like darkened her skin, darkened her hair a bit, and gave her a Diablo costume.
Right.
Which is very fitting for her character, if not ironic for her name. Uh, is Diablo like the Spanish pronunciation or something like that?
I don't know.
Alright. Um, Mayton Kun has a very comical like striped pajamas, and apparently the cat that's his pillow. When you do like certain attacks, it actually meows. So it has a sound effect on it.
Oh God, no! That character's gotten even more fucking worse now. You can't be serious. I
What
can't.
they did that for Kyo and Geese.
Yeah, they changed the voices and stuff like that, but like, a pillow. A fucking pillow, of all things. Like, come on.
Apparently that pillow does damage.
Man, fuck that pillow.
You might have one of those Japanese or Chinese wooden pillows.
Just
What
like how
else?
when they said like a theory back then, not to go off topic,
Hmm.
but there was something where if you bought Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, where you play with Raiden, they said that if you unlock the wooden sword and you hit people with it, you'll hear the sound effects of actual Solid Snake talking as you're hitting the person.
That's actually a different wooden sword.
Right, but the thing is,
Yeah.
it never came out. It
It
never.
it never came out to America, right? Did it come out in Japan?
I don't know. I heard it didn't come out. Period.
Oh, it might have been an April Fool's joke or something.
No, it was intended DLC, but I guess like since they was cutting ties with fuck man, I don't remember the
David
original-
Hayter.
Thank you. Since they cut ties with David Hayter, I guess they didn't even bother putting him in for that.
But even the Japanese voice actor?
I mean, the Japanese voice actor would have been fine for me, but again, the game was like in English, and for you to
Because
put
when
it-
I've seen the footage for it, it was the Japanese voice actor talking.
Right, because when I saw the trailer, it was the same thing. But I haven't heard of anything like that. Plus, due to my knowledge, I don't think you could put the voices in Japanese if you have the English one.
No, you can't.
Yeah, so that just makes everything so much worse.
Right. So just did have the voice acting, did have the additional wooden sword, so it's a loss.
It is.
Actually, wait, does it? Are you really unable to change the voices?
I think you
That
can't.
would be That would be strange for a platinum game. Oh well.
Right, because from what my understanding, it's not possible. Because I tried doing it before when I got it on the PlayStation 3, and then I got it again on the computer when it came out for Steam, and you still wasn't able to change it. There might be some type of mod that you can do to change the shit to the original Japanese voices. It's probably something like that. But
Speaking of Steam, just to remind people that do have Steam and haven't played it yet, Bayonetta is out on Steam.
yes,
Like since yesterday, so you
yes.
can go play that. It's a fantastic game. I just advise you not to play it on PlayStation 3. Play it on
The
360.
360 or
Play
the
it on
PC.
Wii U. Those are those are the better editions. Aside from PC, the Wii U edition is probably the definitive one anyway.
Yeah, because
So-
you have more add-ons and
Yeah, more add-ons. It fixed a lot of the issues with the game, at least as far as I was playing it was concerned. Like
right.
the Xbox version had some slowdown, and it wasn't major, but the Wii U kind of just slightly fixed up those specific areas.
Right. But also, just to give mention, guys, the Bayonetta update for PC is the exact same game as it was on the 360/PS3. They did added better texture resolutions. The game runs at a faster frame rate, of 60 frames. But here's the issue: a lot of people earlier had tried to play themselves and try to put it to 4K. Now, when Max was streaming last night, Maximilian, to give you guys a better understanding, on Twitch, he tried to play the game in 4K, and certain cutscenes and certain parts of the game slowed down for him. So, and then on top of that, he was trying to stream at like 1080p. So, like, if you guys are trying to play the game at like 4K, you better make sure you have the rig for it. If you
Yep.
don't, then you're going to have a lot of bug issues, and that's something you want to avoid as much as possible.
Yeah, just take the loss and dumb it down a little bit.
I mean,
Not good.
1440p is way fucking better. You know what I'm saying?
Of
Like, at least
course.
it's stable. It's not going to go crazy. But if you have that $5,000+ fucking rig that plays 4K natively, by all means, enjoy the fucking extra layer of textures.
Yep.
So
And the PC version doesn't have any new weapons or anything like that, right?
I
Same game?
I don't think
No
so.
new
to
costumes.
To my understanding, no, I don't think it's anything
Alright,
different.
'cause-
I can check right now. Like, let me open up Steam, and
Sure.
I will tell you right now. Let me search up Bayonetta.
I saw the
And by
trailer for it,
right,
and all I did see for pre-orders was like wallpapers. And,
yeah, it's just like
avatar icons, stuff
wallpaper,
like
and stuff like that. The game is $19.99, so you guys are not breaking your pockets with this one. So that's a good thing. That's a plus.
that. Yeah.
Even though I would recommend that it would be $10 since the game has been out for a certain amount of time already.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they're offering. Apparently, it says that the game is runnable if you had like Windows 7 to Windows 10. Processor has to be better than the i5 4460. Have at least 8 gigs of RAM or more. Have either a Radeon HD 7870 or an equivalent of a GeForce GTX 760 or higher. You need to have more than 2 gigs of virtual RAM, which comes with the graphics card. DirectX has to be higher than 9.0. Right now, I think it's up to like 12. And you need to have at least more than 20 gigs of storage for the initial download. So it's not much to ask for the full recommended requirements. And the audio is still in English, so you're not able to change it. But the interface and the subtitles, you can change them to English, French, Italian, German, and Spanish. But her speaking voice is stuck in English.
Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing else. Digital OST sampler, so you get to hear the soundtrack, and just digital art book, and you get like pics for your Steam avatar, which is really not necessary in my opinion.
The English voice actor in this game isn't particularly bad. Like it works, especially for certain characters,
Right.
like because they're XP of people, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
like what's his name is just Danny DeVito, and
Oh,
it
the fucking
works.
fat guy, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it works. Uh, I highly recommend it. Bayonetta's voice is fantastic. So
Yeah.
and this game for $20, yeah, I wouldn't mind 10 to 15. Of course, everybody's going to be like, well, I wouldn't mind if it had like $5, $10 off for anything these days.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a really fantastic game. It has high replayability,
Yes, it does.
and I know the modders are going to come out in droves for this game.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of different outfits for the game. I can say that right now.
Yeah, the game has maybe like 15 slots for outfits.
Right.
They got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, they'll have definite time. Let's see. What's up, Slinky Jim? I played the old school PS3 and Wii U version of Bayonetta. That's what's up.
Okay, okay.
I would recommend that you play the 360 version because at least it had no hiccups in frame rate with
Yeah,
the
at
game
the time
itself.
when you played for PlayStation 3 at least.
Right, right.
Well, that too, and an actual like controller that people mostly enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah, if but at least it had like the accessibility controls for people that may have been disabled
Mm-hmm.
on Wii U. And I do recall that both Wii both Wii U versions of Bayonetta 1 and 2 had gotten awards for accessibility.
Right.
So that's really good. The entire game could be beaten by the touchscreen controls.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
Alright. Okay. Moving on from that little topic there. Uh, did we cover? Oh, Sylvie Paula Paula has a Red Riding Hood costume. Honestly, I like that costume a lot better.
Yeah.
And no offense to the group or the singer that she's based off of, but my gosh, that is she makes Shulei's costume look tame.
Mm-hmm.
And I know people have issues with Shulei's look, being too colorful, being too vibrant, not having like a straight color palette, which I disagree with. It does. It's just
Mm-hmm.
everywhere.
Right.
But my goodness, like there's just certain things of that costume kind of need to go
Indeed.
for me. Uh, yeah. What do you think of any of those four costumes for KOF that's good to be coming out today?
I mean, it's just to me, it's like fan service outfits. I don't really think it's like more than anything else than what it is. Cause the outfits that's already out now, if people hasn't noticed, like you have like the original Iori outfit, the original Kyo outfit, the dead zombie version of Geese,
Geese.
and you
Well,
also have
Nightmare
the
Geese.
um you also have the
Athena?
old school Anthena outfit. Like I like those kind of outfits a little bit more, but for some of the new characters and some of like the old characters, they got like little mixed outfits.
Alright.
I mean,
But
again, it's fan service, so
what can you do with like what's her name, Kula? She doesn't have any other outfits, and I wouldn't want her to like, oh, now she's Candy Diamond or she's Foxy.
mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want that. I would rather have those characters. Well, I probably would want Candy Diamond, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't want her to just have a costume based on another character. They already did that with Maximum Impact.
Mm-hmm.
So just let them do something different. And with Angel, what are they going to do? They didn't do anything to her original costume other than have the top closed.
That is true.
And to be honest, I would rather that be a secret button where you can actually hold down, like in Street Fighter Five for like certain costumes, and just
Mm-hmm.
have it opened,
Yeah.
rather than like, okay, here's $2 for that option, or $5 depending on however it's priced.
Mm-hmm.
And for the new characters, again, like what can you do? They're new. They literally just showed up this one game, and I would rather them have new costumes instead of being left out because they'll have an additional look.
Right.
And like with Shule, somebody online I saw like they said they would have rather had like Kenzo have that costume. He has like two other costumes to choose from. Let's should they have this?
Mm-hmm.
He has his original like Psycho Soldier outfit, and he has like his other like KOF 97 to whatever costume. Chin has his old costume as well. They could easily do that. There's a lot of characters that have options for their classic costumes, and then there's others that have no option whatsoever, but to have a new costume being built for them. So I think, Terry's not going to have a new costume, you know?
Yeah, I mean it's a possibility if people demand for it because there's been a lot of buzz of SNK actually listening to its community, so they're thinking about adding more characters, more outfits, and stuff
Yeah,
like that. So
like at this point, like I think there'll be riots if Terry doesn't have his Garo costume, you know?
yeah.
I think there'll be issues if Benimaru suddenly has a different costume other than the ones that he may have had in the past.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Uh, but like other characters, like Leona, like she has to get her classic costume, right?
I would hope so.
Yeah, I would hope so too. Like the only other costume like I would rather have is like suit that she sometimes wear.
Mm-hmm.
Um, who else? Like who's a character that would have a new costume? Like maybe Mai. Mai would probably have her old, what is it? Fatal Fury costume,
That's a possibility.
and Kim. He would probably have a new costume altogether
Mm-hmm.
because he hasn't had a wardrobe change, and that's the thing I like about KLF. Like characters either look very casual or very uniform for what sort of martial arts that they do, and they
Yeah.
don't really try to diverge of how the uniform tends to look.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a thing. Okay, moving on from that, let's talk about the DLC. Now, I guess from discussion today about the costumes and such, I thought the DLC, but you did, and
Mm-hmm.
we did a couple of rounds. We looked at the trials. You how are you liking the trials in this one? 'Cause since they are the what is it, plus 20 or plus 30 trials that 12 and 13 had, that was super absurd.
Yeah, yeah. Well, right now I can honestly tell you that it's different. I'm not used to having like just 5 trials because I'm like, really, is this is all that you're gonna offer me for especially a casual person to try to
Mhm.
learn? So now the game in a sense is forcing you to learn your own custom combos by using like the
The engine itself.
yeah, the engine itself by using max mode to cancel out your moves and doing EXs and certain things like that of the sort. But it's just, I don't know, it's different for me. The game
It
still feels
really depends
good.
on character to character. Like I recall for Nelson,
Mm-hmm.
one of his combos, it's a simple one. It's just him doing his blowback attack and
Right.
then doing his charge twice, and then going for his super into his climax. And you would think, well, this is kind of simple. It's not really difficult, but it's
Mm-hmm.
showing you that he can charge right after his blowback attack without the use of meter.
Right.
And it's a technique that is necessary for doing certain things with his character once you actually learn it. They're
Mm-hmm.
just showing you example. It's up to you to find how to use it in a creative way from there on out.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, the DLC, it's fine. I would have preferred a little bit more oomph to Rock Howard, even though we had several people say, like, oh, the character is good. I just would like to have the ability to do his Neo Deadly Rave manually, than have it to be on like some auto shit like how they have it now.
Hmm.
I'm not
But
really
but they
sure.
kind of, I think they kind of had to because it seems like a rule that all the climaxes are cinematic.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, wait, Yamazaki, his insanity thing, is that a super or is that his climax?
You're talking about the one when he knocks you up in the air and you're suspended, and then you have to keep rapidly tapping the buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his climax thing. Like you have a choice of doing three different versions of the actual move. So you have the level one where you don't touch nothing. You have the level two, which is character specific that he'll hit him with a particular item, and then the level three when he gets maxed out and he just like rapidly jabs his shit at you. And shit.
Okay, so I guess they could have done something like that for Rock, where like he does the first punch, and then
Mm-hmm.
time slows down, and you have the option to like input it,
Mm-hmm.
and then it would have done a cinematic version of it.
Man, but to me, like I said, I'm very old school about like doing my combos and stuff like that. So this is kind of like I have to get used to the fact that like, all right, you're just gonna do it for me. So I guess I can rest my hands a little bit more now.
Yeah, don't pick up Geese then.
Man, listen, I was playing with Geese. Geese is like the truth in this game.
Yeah, but his Major Storm isn't the pretzel motion anymore.
Right, I know. I know. But still, it's just like Geese is good if you know how to play the old school versions of KOF. He's like a very combo heavy character. His counters are ridiculous. His fucking super takes like a shit ton of damage. It's insane.
Yeah, even after all the patches, like you look down and it's like, patch note, we still did patch out the Die Forever into Rage and Storm counter,
Yep.
doing like 80% of your health. And it's even worse now because they changed the old school rule of characters having 1,000 health each. So
Mm-hmm.
now it's kind of like standardized fighting game rules where some characters have more health than others.
Mm-hmm.
So that is going to kill some characters at some point.
Yeah, but in my sense, they need to nerf the Geese's counter because if you've seen some videos on Twitter, this motherfucker could counter you full screen.
Yeah, I've seen it.
They need to nerf that.
I've seen Yamazaki get countered. I've seen Billy get countered and Luong get countered from full screen,
Mm-hmm.
and it is ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if anyone picked him up and learned him, he's like God tier. That motherfucker is ridiculous.
Yeah, if you have the patience to play him.
He's just like a monster in itself. So,
Mhm.
like, if you had him, if you had Rock Howard, and if you had like any other character that you guys have in mind of use, you won't lose. Period. Because Geese could either be your anchor or he could be your point man.
Yeah, and Rock plays good in basically every area.
Yes, yes, he does. But you just have to take your time, have patience for the game, guys, and you'll learn the system for what it is. Because some people are complaining that it's not like Kings of Fighters 13 and
Well,
stuff like
of
that.
course not. It's a mixture of a lot of King of Fighters games.
Mm-hmm.
As I've kind of gone down through the list over the last couple of months, playing various ones, and I can see the influences of past games in this one.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So that's the thing. What do you think of Vanessa since you was playing her as well?
She feels very normal to me. It's like nothing has really changed with Vanessa. She has a little bit more of a counter system with her now, but she's mad good in the game, especially like they retain like her old supers, her old punches, her dash and slide like it feels like a Dudley type of thing, where you're moving in and you can hit like a button to either wall bounce the character, or you could put him in place. So
Mhm.
she's a very good character. I will definitely would like to see other people pick her up. Not many people know of Vanessa because like she hasn't been in that many KOF games to begin
She's
with,
been in what, two or three maybe?
and possibly two or three. Yeah, compared to like everyone else, like you always see Iori, you always see Kyo, you always see Terry, You always see Kim. You always see Joe. So it's like those standalone characters are so used, by now.
Yeah,
It's just
you're going to always see the Fatal Fury team. You're always going to see the Art Fighting team, and you're always going to see the Japan team with Kyo and the Yagami team with Iori.
yeah.
Just because two of those teams are from previous protagonist games, and the
Mm-hmm.
other two are just been protagonists and antagonists of KOF from now to Neverwhere.
Right. Exactly. But
Like,
I think
I'd be
she's a good
surprised
character.
if you ever see a game without them.
Right. I think she's a good character. I also think Yamazaki's a really good character too. Whip,
How do you feel about him not having a knife anymore?
I feel kind of iffy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've played Yamazaki in some phases where he never had the knife either in previous titles, but it doesn't really bother me too much because like if anyone has played like CVS and played Yamazaki there, it's like you really don't have that much need for the knife. But the shit that he could do now in this game is ridiculous.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, so see a lot of people doing real damage with him. He looks fun. I was kind of upset that like, oh, he didn't have to taunt anymore. I realized, oh, his taunt is actually just his climax now, I guess.
mm-hmm.
And it works out. It works out well that way.
Yeah, but he's a really strong character. Like if you knew how to do like his combo, you can like 100% kill a character. The guy is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, there's ways for just about everyone in the cast to 100% character with like the right amount of meter and the right amount of know how to do a combo in this game.
Mm-hmm.
It seems
Yeah. As long
that
as
was
you
and that was before the health patch.
right.
So I wonder just how fast is he going to be able to do that to some of the lower end characters.
Not too sure, but we'll definitely see. As time progresses, people are picking up this game more now since these four DLC characters are like somewhat of people's choices, and there's starting to be a lot more online stuff happening too. Because like just recently, I started seeing like Juicebox, Flow, a couple other streamers picking up the game more and more, and I'm starting to see tournaments taking place now with this game out. So
Yeah, it's amazing. You know,
hmm
the game was fun before people.
yeah,
it was a good game like 6 months ago.
it was good, but I just didn't have enough time to sit there and play this when everything else was fucking out. So it's just like, oh my
Of
god.
course, and like me practicing other fighters, that was just primarily my excuse right now. But I really do want to actually be good at the game and learn it at a decent level, at least for casual play. I'm
hmm
not looking to be a tournament player, but I just want to actually know how to play this game because
Right.
I feel so lost playing it sometimes.
hmm
And for anybody that does want to learn how to play this game, I highly advise you to check out Juicebox's stream. He is constantly teaching new players, including myself, how to play the game,
Yeah.
and he's a really good teacher.
Yeah.
He
He's really
answers
good.
questions very efficiently as well. I highly recommend it. I have never actually seen anyone be a teacher for any sort of game whatsoever as much as him.
hmm
Like Max is good if you want to go watch a casual player play a game at an optimally reasonable level. But if you actually want to learn how to play and you're not looking up videos or anything like that or tutorials, if you just want to look at a stream, his is the place to go for King of Fighters specifically.
hmm Right.
Okay. What's the other character? You was mentioning Whip.
Yeah. Whip. I have
I
to
kind of cut you
say.
off.
Whip. I have to say is like my least favorite. She doesn't really appeal to me as much as I would have liked it to because her climax is just like really like you're just swinging like on some Tarzan shit, and then you do like some basic, oh, I grab your neck and I throw you to the ground. Like seriously, but yet your other supers are more devastating than that. I just don't get it. It's just crazy. Like, cause she has another super where she keeps you like in a trap, where you're just like going back and forth and she's beating the shit out of you. And then she has another thing where she flings you up in the air and throws grenades.
Yeah, the air grenades.
Mm-hmm. And so
Uh,
I'm like, what the crap?
I think she animates really well, and I like that they kept certain aspects about her.
Mm-hmm.
But she kind of does look a little crazy for some reason in this game.
Yeah. Hopefully they can just like listen to us and just change her climax. That's all I ask for.
I mean, isn't her climax also a reference to something as well? I think somebody
That
mentioned that she might have had a move like that once.
that I don't know. That I can't say offhand.
Okay. Well, if anybody in the comments section would know, just let me know later, and I'll probably add add it back next week.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I do like her. I just haven't had the chance to play her yet.
Right.
And it seems like of all the characters, it's like Rock, then Yamazaki and Vanessa, and then Whip is the characters people mostly play in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, what do I do? Do people really like Rock that much?
Yeah, a lot of people do because like a lot of people back then used to like Terry because if anyone has watched the movies and stuff like that, it's just like Terry was that guy to fucking play with. And he's very easy, he's very accessible to use. He doesn't take that much skill. And he's just appealing to people. He's just a guy with like a red jacket, red hat, blue pants, and he just talks a lot of shit while he's fucking doing his moves. Like, are you
Like
okay?
he's based on a pizza delivery guy.
Yeah, but still, like,
Someone's on the door.
okay, hold on, go back out, go. Hold on one second, dude. Sorry about that.
Sure, man.
Random fucking interruptions.
That's fine. Yeah, I did know people actually liked Rock that much. Because like his character design just looks really simple. And really like a typical for a KOF character. Especially when you see like maybe Nest Kyo. But I guess he's another uh guy with red clothes and blonde hair and people really like him.
Alright, sorry about that. Apparently,
That's fine.
fucking people like to come to my door and ask me a lot of weird questions.
Yeah, that's fine. I just mentioned, well, I guess it's another red character blonde hair situation.
Well, oh,
With like Terry and Rock.
right. But I again, it's just like I said, a lot of people just have a custom liking to Terry, and then immediately they just jumped right onto Rock because Rock doesn't play that much different from Terry. He has the crack shoot still. He still has the thing where he
Rise and Tackle.
the rising tackle. He has the like the basic fire moves. He has the shit where he dashes in. Just it's like a slightly different animation, but it's the same principle. And the only
No,
difference
isn't he also using some of his like his fireball isn't the power wave, it's the Rakugan.
no,
instead.
it's he's using Geese's fireball. He also has counters like Geese, but again, it's different. You know what I'm saying? So he has
like a crack counter, I think it's called.
yeah. So he has like slight variations of Terry, slight variations of Geese. I don't know if he has any like variations of I forgot Homeboy's name already. The final boss of Garu, not Grant, but
Kane?
Kane. There you go. I don't know if he has any similar moves in as what Kane has, but it's around there.
Yeah, I guess. It might be just me like picking up that game a couple of times and just not really liking the way Rock plays.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it's just me not seeing it. Like if anybody wants to tell me in the comments section like why Rock is so fun or is so good, be sure to
Mm-hmm.
let me know. I'm not hating on the character. I'm just genuinely curious.
Right.
Okay. Uh, yeah. What do you think of Vanessa's look since she got a slight alteration to her shirt being more embroidered and like her pants are different, her shoes, her sandals now.
I think the character is fine.
You
Like
fine with that?
aesthetically, yeah. Like aesthetically, I
Okay.
think she's fine. There's nothing really wrong with Vanessa. It's just like I said, it's been a long time since she's been in the game.
And the suspenders are different too.
Yeah, slightly. Just so slightly. But
It's like
again,
weird uh thong suspender things, kind of strange.
right. But then again, you have to look at it as like, okay, she's always just wearing like a blouse with a tie, and just like, doing her thing or whatever. But you also have to understand like it was rendered differently
Hmm.
back then, so he really couldn't add like certain graphical textures and aesthetics as you can now to make it more and more detail.
All
So
right.
you're like, okay, let's see what we can do to improve it.
Now, I ask you, would you want the business suit pants and shoes as her classic costume, or would you prefer something else?
I would like to see her old school outfit, to be honest with you, because then it'll bring more of like a vintage look.
I kind of want the entire suit.
Hmm.
Because one of her intros is her like just throwing the suit off, like
Mm-hmm.
the jacket.
Right.
So I would kind of like just the entire suit, really.
Uh,
Maybe like a different cut for the jacket, just so it looks nicer. But I would like the entire suit.
that'd be interesting.
Yeah, not because her like look now is way too similar for me to put any money into it. To be honest,
Okay, okay.
part of me wants the classic look, but at the other time I don't want to be paying like $4 for it.
Right, right. I see.
And I'm also curious, what would you want for Yamazaki? Would you want him to have like one of his classic looks, like from his art, like maybe with the vest, or maybe with the leather jackets, or the
Mm,
the pimp the pimp the pimp jacket that he has in some artwork? Or would you rather him have something new?
I would actually have him get something completely new because he's always like with a similar style.
Yeah,
So,
it's literally just a change of shirt, and everything else is the same from what I've seen of the artwork.
mm-hmm,
It's always the same kind of pants, always the same kind of shoes, but
mm-hmm.
now he's wearing a vest. Now he's wearing a jacket. Now
Man,
he's wearing this other jacket, but it's always the same kind of look to him.
right, right. So yeah, they should just be able to just give him like a brand new outfit, and then he'll just be better off with that.
Alright. And they'll have to give something new to Rock and Whip because only different thing with Whip is that she doesn't have the gun holster.
Mm-hmm.
They just touched up the design a little bit more, like added new things, I think. But
Right.
it's more or less the same design.
Mm-hmm.
And Rock is just Garou. Nothing's changed from that.
Exactly.
Okay. Let's move on from this topic and talk about the recent streaming restrictions and like the streaming license in Germany. So yeah, I kind of gave that away. Germany is trying to make it now where you're going to acquire a streaming license on Twitch because of some rule that I believe streaming counts as I believe illegal broadcasting.
That's
That's the term
interesting.
they used. So they might classify it as that. So this normally wouldn't be an issue if it wasn't for the fact that you're gonna have to pay so much money in whatever German money is. I apologize to any Germans possibly listening. I don't know your currency, And I'm not about to butcher it. Uh, but yeah, it's a lot of money, enough to the point where only top German streamers can actually pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, honestly, if they have to lower that price. I don't know how much it is, but it's a lot. They have to
What
lower
is
that.
it? What is it exactly? I can look at the exchange rate right now.
Uh, I would have to find that for you because I saw that on the low. That's on YouTube.
Hmm.
So I'll have to get that information there.
So it's a German streaming license, you said, right?
Yeah, it's a German stream license. This isn't going forward with anywhere else but there so far, and it seems like they're still questioning whether or not they should do it. And a lot of streamers are actually in Germany like trying to not get it to pass. So
It says it can run anywhere from 1,000 to 10,000 euros. So I will look up the exchange rate for 10,000, and then we'll see how much 1,000 is. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, so it's exactly almost the same as it is in American. So it'll be $10,602.54 US and 10,000 euro. So technically, you're paying like close to $1,000 and $10,000 on depending on like what kind of thing you'll be doing, whether if it's just like basic radio hosting or actually streaming live content and certain things like that. So
at that point, it may be considered a real job.
yeah, but that's like a bit much for you to have to pay for a platform that's technically free to people.
Free, right? Like it's ridiculous.
I don't know where they get off and subjecting themselves into thinking that they can control it and make money for themselves based off of a free media stream. So I'm hoping Twitch does interject with this, and hopefully they fight for people like across the world that's having this issue with like a broadcasting license and stuff like that to a free platform, and just make it so that that shit gets like off ruled, because that's a bit ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. It is very ridiculous. I don't want no part of that here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already having enough problems because for those that don't know, YouTube changed their monetization policy, and
Yeah.
this is also ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now, for anyone that doesn't know, since this is also connected to all of this, you're going to need 10,000 lifetime views in order to get a single cent off of YouTube.
Right, which is really, in my opinion, like if you put up videos every day and you're very, how would you say? Yeah, I can't think of the.
This is going to mess with anyone that's already established, that's already past that mark by leaps and bounds already.
Yeah, it's not gonna fuck with them, but it's only gonna mess with people who's just getting onto YouTube or doesn't get that many views as often as they would like to, and they try to monetize. Yeah, it's gonna bother the startups.
Right.
For the people who's well established, it really doesn't affect them. But you also have to remember with the copyright protection law that's in place now, that you can't stream or put anything that's political, anything that's news related topic. You can't speak about religion, nothing like that. Like none of that is allowed on YouTube no more, because one, they're either gonna just delete your channel, they will just make sure that you won't get no money out of it for any monetizing of any sort. So that's like a bad thing. And plus for gamers, such as when I used to put stuff on YouTube, I haven't done it in a while, but apparently they're starting to go after like the big name let's play channels and stuff like that, or people like PewDiePie. He's already been hit by Wall Street Journal, and he was like in a war going back and forth with this whole thing that he was making fun of Nazis as a joke. and stuff like that. And then Wall Street Journal try to go like above and beyond to like say, oh, he's working with like the Soviet Union and blah blah blah, blah doing all this other shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it was just a joke. Like, how is he tied in with this?
Well, jokes these days aren't funny, apparently.
No, not to everybody. But it just gotten to that point. Like, I might not know all the information on it, but you could definitely go on YouTube. You could definitely go on, like, Google and just type in, like, PewDiePie, Wall Street Journal issue and stuff like that. And right now, what they're doing is they're ridding advertisers to back out of YouTube. So all the stuff that people were getting, like Machinima or Amazon or, you know, all these other top companies that was putting advertisement onto the YouTube's market, they've been backing out. And all those people who were sponsored or advertised by these people, your money got cut. And you might either be suffering a slight margin or a strong deficit in money.
Yeah, there's a YouTube channel, I believe they're called Funhouse. They have been having issues with getting their videos to be monetized at all because of the kind of titles that they use. The kind of titles and the kind of thumbnails. So every so often, recently, you would be finding videos don't have any sort of advertisements. They just start up. And then other times in the week, if it's a video by a different sort of title, oh, it has monetization. And it's literally because of the title of the thumbnail. But these guys are constantly making fun of everything. They're parodying anything that they can. And they don't really care what they have to say most of the time. So at this point, a lot of this stuff is also going to be affecting them. And while it doesn't affect them super badly because they are part of Achievement Hunter, it's still going to bother them if they're not making any sort of money at all.
Yeah,
so
but it's only affecting certain people. Not everyone is getting this hit. So
it's a bad thing right now. I don't know what has been going on with YouTube in the last 6 months, or maybe the last year. It's a I don't want to get into the politics of it, but it's getting dangerous to do anything on YouTube these days.
Yep, that's why a lot of people backed out. That's why they don't want to have anything to do with it. But as of currently right now, Google is in talks with the partners that did leave, and they're trying to bring them back because the issue why they left was because one of Wall Street Journal and another company that was going out of their way making up falsified lies, talking about, oh, they're tied with this, racism this, racism that. I'm like, guys, you're getting ridiculous. Like,
what? I would rather be able to actively submit some sort of report or like contract with my advertiser than for them to just be randomly picked. At least then they'll be able to know what my content is. I would hope to. And like we have some sort of agreement going here.
Yeah, but I would like for YouTube to not just be controlled by bots, and I would like to have actual people looking at videos. Yeah, it might be hard because it's a very big network to be cycling through every fucking piece of content, but you should be.
That's why they have that YouTube Heroes program thing going.
Yeah.
They still don't have a customer support.
No, they don't.
Well, one that they don't tell people about anyway. Yeah. I don't know if there's an actual one out there.
Right, but we can just hope that, you know, things do get regulated. But if not, then YouTube is just not a safe platform to do anything. Like, unless if you're just trying to put your video out there just because and not get paid for it, by all means, hey, do whatever the hell you want. But right now, I kind of slacked away from doing videos because I could just be on Twitch. People could just watch it live. I could say and do whatever the hell I want.
So. And before, YouTube was the place to have that, I guess, couch experience with someone. but now Twitch has done that even better because it's live. And assuming that the content creator is actually speaking back to the audience,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of feels that way.
Right.
Depending on who you actually go to. Some will talk to the audience more than most.
Mm-hmm.
Others have that whole Twitch thing where the streamer can actually have the audience mess around with the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like Cluster Truck is one of them.
Right.
It's even gone to the point where the developers can actively mess with your game if they're watching,
Mm-hmm.
and they have far more control than the audience ever will.
Right. Right.
But even that might have some of its own restrictions because Persona 5 and strangely enough, Puyo Puyo Tetris has some streaming restrictions going on. For those that don't know, Persona 5 is actually there's something where it some part of the game you're not allowed to go past. Somewhere like in July.
July
Maybe
4th,
July
I
12th, I
believe.
think? Oh, July 4th.
Yeah.
Uh yeah. I don't know what it is, but this is actually a bit understandable to me.
Mm.
I kind of understand where Atlas is going with this because this is a game that people have been waiting for a very long time and don't want it to see it get spoiled. But at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, I'm also like, if you don't want to get spoiled, why in the world, you know this person's playing Persona right now, are you going to a stream that says Persona 5 on it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you doing to yourself? There are places on YouTube if you really want to see like the first hour of this game, you can go to well, usually Giant Bomb does that, but they didn't do it this time.
Yeah,
Um,
because you can stream it to a certain extent, but there's certain boss fights, certain areas you just can't showcase like at all. So it defeats the purpose for me even streaming the actual game, even though some people are actually just gonna still do it so they could get the views and shit like that.
yeah.
I'm wondering if this is a timed exclusive thing, so they can just assume that everyone got their hands on it, and then they'll just uplift it, and then people can just stream at their own will, or is this a permanent thing?
I hope it's not a permanent thing. I'm one of those people where like give it 6 months, give it 9 months, and then uphold the I mean not uphold, withdraw it
Mm,
because I can understand like some people don't have the money to get this game when it first comes out.
mm,
No, I would think by now you have been put in quarters for like the absurd amount of years this game has been in development for.
right.
It would have had enough by then, but it is what it is. I just hope it's not a full-on like thing. I can understand right now, like this is the equivalent of like not allowing people to go past disc 2 in Final Fantasy 7.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can play all of disc 1 and stream it, but you can't go through disc 2.
Right.
And I hope, really hope Square Enix doesn't pull that when it comes to the remake of Final Fantasy 7. I'm making a
Mm-hmm.
joke now, but it better not become a reality. People have had all this time in the world to play the original. I I can't imagine much of that game concerning the remake is going to get changed
Right.
outside of the battle system, and maybe some scenes getting fleshed out a bit more. But aside
Mm,
from that, the actual general story, no, people, you better go and like play the original if that's the case. You've had so many years to figure out what happens.
mm-hmm.
Another game as well, like Shenmue 2, that you're actually playing now. Like if people did want to get spoiled past this too, well, that's all you.
Yeah, that would have been
You had the years.
But I just hope it is a temporary measure and they just make it
I
so.
do too.
Yeah.
I understand that like they don't want people to spoil the game, and it's also the way that they say it. It's also the absurd things that this game says
Mm-hmm.
for like streaming practices and things of that nature. Like there's some scene that somebody put up on the Twitch page that's a scene from the game itself, where one of the characters says, telling us to not do something makes us want us to do that thing even more.
Mm-hmm.
And this is straight from the game. So people are going to do this. The whole game, well, I wouldn't say the whole game, but from what I've seen of like the initial trailer for the game when it first got announced, that it has something to do with thieves.
Right.
It has a very rebellious like tone to it. You're going to say that as you put this game out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to see how that goes. I really want to see how that goes.
Right.
But that's on the more understandable side, and it's also like near there's a creator as well also had this thing where he said he didn't want people to stream like the first week of it or the first month of it,
Mm-hmm.
and Nintendo was also like that too, but they play it nicely. This is Atlas saying, "Do it, and we're taking off your channel."
Yeah, that's basically what it's saying.
So that part of it is what I don't like. You didn't have to put it like that. You didn't have to go through that extreme. If you just, spoke to your audience like actual human beings, it probably wouldn't be a problem.
No, but it just bothers me because a lot of people go to Twitch or to YouTube to look at the game for what it is, and it catches their eye. It's like, oh, I probably want to pick this game up now.
Yeah,
You know,
because
that's what I would want it to be done with is advertise people to be like, all right, I want to definitely get this game instead of just be like, oh no, just get the game
yeah,
and see for
it depends on
yourself.
the game. For something like we were talking about earlier, Metal Gear Rising and Bayonetta. For something
Mm-hmm.
like that, I would rather watch like maybe 10 minutes of gameplay of actual like fights.
Mm-hmm.
But for an RPG, I would probably want to see the opening and see how strong the opening is.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see how good the writing is. If it has a strong opening and everything's animated very well, and some of the early fights, how they go, if it's too easy or if it's too difficult, that's the sort of things I would like to see.
Yeah, but they just, to me, in a sense, they made it feel like that. Oh, if you're a Persona fan, then you know what to expect of the game and just buy a product. But what happened if no one ever gotten into Persona and they just get the game because it's that new, AAA title that people want to see and they just want to stream it just because so they could get views? You're kind of
Yeah,
ruining it for them in a sense.
I have a great story to tell concerning that. I was watching the Super Best Friends play Yakuza 5, I believe it was, or 4.
Mm,
And honestly, I've always had a specific vendetta against that game because I was like, why is this game coming out with more and more sequels, and I still can't get Shenmue 3?
okay.
And I like looked at like the initial trailers for that game when it first was coming out on like PlayStation 2, and like this game just looks like Shenmue to me. Like, why? I want to see the other Shenmue, and I never wanted anything to do with that series whatsoever. And I actually watched the game, and I listened to how strongly Pat was for that series.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end of it, I bought that game. I saw the complete thing and saw the ending and everything, all the fights, and I got the game regardless.
Right.
Because I thought, okay, you know what? I was wrong about this game series. I kind of want to pick it up and see what it's about. And eventually, one of these days, I'll probably pick up Yakuza 0 and whatever's the next one. Oh, Kiwami,
Oh,
which
okay.
is a remake of the first game. So I'll try to pick up Zero and Kiwami, just because now I have some general interest in the game now, and
Mm-hmm.
I realize I'm wrong about all these years being so venomous towards it, I guess. It's a great
Right.
series. I just didn't want anything to do with it at first.
Right. Right.
So streaming and YouTube videos, they aren't always bad.
It's
Like
not.
most of the games that I've seen other people play, even if it's just 15 minutes of it, I often say I would like to buy this game if I can find it or if I could get it at a discount. And I'm sure a lot of other people also feel that way too. Not everyone's going to be that guy that's well, I saw everything that this game has to offer. I'm not picking it up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there are those because it does happen, but not everybody's that person. And I think there's enough people out there towards uh, allowing this practice to continue.
Right. Right.
Uh, what do you think? Do you have a stories like that of your own of
Mm,
seeing a particular thing and decided, well, I kind of want this?
I had. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Well, I think that happened with me with Phantom Dust, but the thing is, when Phantom Dust came out, I wasn't really like on YouTube or anything like that. It was just more
Like probably at
like,
most game trailers, I guess.
yeah, it was just like on game trailers, and they were showing like the first like 20 minutes of the game, and I was really interested in it. But they was playing the Japanese demo version of it because you had to do a code to unlock it, and then
Mm-hmm.
you'd be able to access the game. And then once I saw it, I was like, I must have it. But the game wasn't out in the States yet. And mind you, there wasn't no commercials, there was no nothing. It was just like a underground title that was just like, yo.
You either had to have heard about it from a friend, saw it in a magazine, or saw it online somewhere.
Huh? Same thing. Oh, excuse me. And same thing when I tried to get Legend of Legaia. No commercials for that game. During the time, there was just Final Fantasy VIII and another RPG that they was mentioning on TV that they kept showing continuous commercials for. But Legend of Legaia, not one of those games. Legend of Dragoon, not one of those games. Xenogears, not one of those games.
Oh, definitely not one of those games.
And I'm sitting there like, what? Like, why have I not heard about this? And it was crazy because I would pick up the game because I would either watch it from a friend would recommend it to me, or I would see some little bullshit thing like online for like at least like 10, 15 minutes.
That's how it was back then. You borrowed it from a friend if he had it.
Mm-hmm.
I trade you this for that.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I'm sitting here like, wow, back then it was so rough. But now, everyone resorts to hearing people's reviews, previews, um, being able to be like, okay, I can go on Twitch. Okay, I could go on YouTube and check these things out. Now, if you are sitting there restricting people from actually getting to it, how are they gonna find out about these things? Especially if like your trailers are mad obscure and they don't really show much.
Mm-hmm. Alright. That's the thing. Persona I can actually understand. Puyo Puyo Tetris now? What in the world is Sega doing?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a Tetris game. Apparently, it has a story mode of some sort. I didn't know you could do that for Tetris, but I stand corrected, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And Sega says you can't stream it. You can't stream the story mode. You can't stream certain modes. You can only stream the online portion and versus mode, basically.
Right.
So, what in the world is going on, Sega? This is the weirdest thing to say you can't stream. And they're going about it in the same way as Atlas is with Persona. If you think about streaming this thing story mode wise,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna get banned.
That's true.
I don't know what's going on. Like, why?
I would like to know this answer myself, but hopefully by the next Hear Me Out, we'll have a little bit more insight on why they decided to do this and for
Probably.
what reason.
How about the next year out they just get rid of that rule
Yeah,
altogether? That is dumb.
I would hope that, but I don't think it's gonna
Like I
happen that
understand for
soon.
your other games, yeah, the games, but this, it's just Tetris.
Yeah, it's just
I,
different.
I am legit confused as to why. I don't
Mm,
understand.
no
Okay,
clue.
what else do we go on here since we've been running for a while now?
Been on for an hour and 24 minutes.
Okay, thank you for that. I think I covered just about everything other than the main two topics. So, hear me out on this, Nelson. Why are the recent characters like Ibuki, Balrog, Urian, why are they win more Street Fighter Five tournaments? They have the comeback factor, they have the power involved, but why aren't they win the tournaments? Aren't these supposed to be, the
Top
killer
tier
characters,
killer characters.
as well as the way that Event Hubs puts the robbery characters, but like for like casual people, like we often just call them the killers.
Mm-hmm.
More specifically, like the casual killers. Like why aren't they winning the tournaments?
Well, I mean, as I keep saying to fucking people that don't want to goddamn listen to me, you sit there and you think like, oh, I pick a top tier character or whatever, I'm gonna win matches. No, it doesn't happen like that. Honestly, as I keep telling people, it boils down to the person's skill level. You
Hmm.
could play with any character and you can win with any character. It's all about like mind games and timing and reactions at the end of the fucking day. You're sitting there and you're seeing a lot more other characters winning majors or even regular tournaments now. Like I heard the other day Fang won a tournament. I heard the other day before that it was like Akuma. I think before that it was Ibuki, and then uh, Laura. You know, there's just like
Hmm.
it's mixing up. It's never the same fucking characters. Unless
Yeah.
if you go watch the same like next level battle circuit or the same like level up live that happens on today, as a matter of fact, which will be on later on tonight. So you got your fucking shout out, Toro. Got your fucking shout out. Same thing with you, Alex Valle. But you'll normally see those particular same people show up at those events, and you most likely get the same outcome. But
Yeah.
when you're going to like international events or international majors or even majors in general, you have a more variety of characters like Zangief, Ryu, Ken. You have a possibility of Laura, as I mentioned before, possibly the fuck is that other goddamn character? Jury and some
Mhm.
other people. Like it's mixing up now, which I like. I like to see different varieties of characters actually fucking winning tournaments instead of like
Yeah.
the Balrogs, the Lauras, the Urians, the fucking who was another ridiculous character? I said Laura.
It's Ibuki as well.
Buki, yeah, Buki.
People still have problems with Bison for some reason.
Yeah, but
Well, I still do, but
Bison hasn't
that's besides the
won.
point.
Bison hasn't won a tournament since like the first 4 weeks,
Hmm.
and then he just fucking fell off the goddamn map. Like I can vouch for that shit because I play the character all the fucking time. But yeah, there's a lot of characters that you don't normally see are now starting to take it. Like Sim is still taking majors, you know. So it's getting crazy now.
Yeah, like for me, concerning this thing, I know people like really get on event hubs for this, but like, have you ever considered that like the reason people are complaining about these characters is because not of them winning tournaments, but because casual people are trying to play this game, and turns out some casual people are actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy thought. I know, really crazy. That people that don't go to tournaments can actually be good at a fighting game.
Yeah, it's depending on how much effort you put into it, whether if you're casually doing it or you have like some type of understanding.
Yeah, and what is a for better or worse thing about Street Fighter Five is that some people have the understanding of the concept of how a fighting game plays, especially
Mm-hmm.
Street Fighter, but certain things have been holding them back, be it
Mm-hmm.
time or patience or just straight out execution.
Right.
And the way Street Fighter Five is crafted, well, is the way Clockwork put it, is that they're trying to get people to fight the player and not the game itself. So when everybody can actually do what their brain wants them to, you tend to find a lot of surprising things happening from people that are just randoms. And I don't mean like they play random, they're just unknowns. So for that reason alone, like maybe you should take a look at the fact that whenever Capcom does their like 3 month consensus thing,
Yeah.
that they've been showing Yurian has been like one of the top players as far as not only play time but also win streak. Now that doesn't mean like oh he's best. Notice the fact that it's also playtime. A lot of people are playing him. A lot of people are winning, but also a lot of people are losing as well. Now put that into perspective of a different character that may not be doing too well, and not many people are playing him regardless.
Right.
Now, if this was a thing where like, okay, you know, not a lot of people are playing Akuma, but he's doing really well. This is like, okay, this is what happens when top players are playing this character.
Mm-hmm.
Only they're actually doing well with this guy. No one else is.
Right.
So, take into consideration that the character's popular, the character's played a lot, and the character just straight out wins a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. I don't even know why this is necessary for an article. I don't even know why I'm talking about this, but I just saw it, and I'm like, this is a common sense thing. Like, just I thought like he might be just good. Might be just good.
Exactly. That's what it's gonna boil down to, guys. Like I keep telling people for the fucking past few years now, don't go based on what you see of people winning to make it an opinion. Oh, this is like a top tier character. You're only getting top tier like reports from pro players that actually plays the game like competitively.
Right.
In a casual sense, it can change very quickly.
Unless you're going to be making this your livelihood, this really shouldn't matter to you.
No, it doesn't. I still play whoever the fuck I want, and I play accordingly to how I want to play. It's like I don't have to follow a fucking like an encyclopedia of like, oh, what's top tier and use these characters because you'll guarantee to win money. That's not true. Because that's the case. Then why did fucking Rose win Evo with a fucking PlayStation 1 controller? Or why did Adon win Evo? Or why did Seth win Evo? Like, these characters came out of the fucking woodworks, and they're low-tier characters.
Mm-hmm. Vicky Ortiz just recently announced that they're no longer playing Chun-Li.
Yeah,
I no longer care. Meanwhile, Chun-Li is still my best character as far as my statistics are concerned.
Yeah.
I think I'm good.
She's still a viable character, but in a sense of, like, a tournament play, he feels, she feels that in the sense of like, oh, you know, season 1 she was way better of a character, and the next thing you know, like, oh hey, I'm just gonna pick up a new character because Chun-Li is irrelevant. But that's not true, Ricky. Chun-Li is still ridiculous. It's just either one, you just need to know the matchups more now, and you just need to up your game. That's what it could be.
You're probably not wrong saying that she was better in season 1, but that really shouldn't be an excuse. If you just don't want to play the character anymore, just really say that.
Yeah.
Say that you want to change. Daigo said, well, I kind of just want to win more, so I think my better options is to pick Guile. Okay? And that's a legitimate answer. He stopped playing Ryu because he wants to play Guile now. That's it.
Right.
That's it. Well, like, I think it's maybe a worse thing off when it's a person saying this and they're a character specialist.
Yes.
But like, if you're a random like player, I pretty much play the entire cast. I kind of don't want to hear this.
Yeah, it's Excuse me. Yeah, that is very true. And that's why I keep telling people to stop worrying about some fucking piece of paper where like, oh, this character's better. This character's better. I don't give a shit. If I can beat you in my character, that's all that fucking counts. At the end of the goddamn
Pretty much.
day.
Pretty much. Okay. The last topic that we have here says I think that pretty much just covered everything of that. And I probably don't want to hear this ever again. Tyler Stevenson, he gave us a topic from Hear Me Out episode 14 that we covered. We did kind of cover this just randomly when we was talking.
Oh, okay.
But he kind of wants to know, from his own words, if you guys could produce a game to film adaptation, which game would you choose? Who would you cast? And who would you have direct? Honestly, I'm going to say right now, I have no idea who directors are or like a lot of people in film are. I apologize for that. I really don't care. I just care about the performance. But any game, you have one, Nelson? Any whatsoever?
A game that's to make into a film?
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid. That's all I care about right now. Because Splinter Cell can easily be done. Anybody can just make a fucking instant spy movie. That's a fucking given. I would like to see Metal Gear Solid be done in a movie, but I will not like it live action. I would rather have it in like 3D rendering and just choose a different plot or tell a story that no one has actually heard of and just formulate it into a movie. Or if I had to pick like a random fucking game to be a movie, let's see. I actually own the game. Let me see if I could find it real quick.
Well, while you do that, I'll mention a few.
Onimusha.
Onimusha, okay. Well, you could actually get James Reno to play a character, I guess.
Oh yeah, if you want to do part 3, yeah.
I mean, not James, Jean Reno.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize. Yeah, case in point, don't know actors. For me, I would want a classic Mega Man movie in this by I think it's Pixar or DreamWorks that made the Astro Boy movie.
Okay.
I kind of want to see it in that same style.
Okay.
Like, I think they could do it well because they can make it. They can make it a funny action movie for the kids, and not completely destroy the character.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of adaptations for Astro Boy, so I wasn't particularly upset by it. And the animation looked good. They kept his powers intact. And it seems like, you know, if they made a second movie, it might have been a little bit closer to the show.
Right.
And I think, yeah, they could definitely make a good one that's like very funny, kind of like a little dark at times, and just good. I think they can actually do it. Another one that I would like is I mentioned it before, but I wouldn't mind a real King of Fighters movie. It could be live action. I don't care. It could be live action. Just get the right people and make it a 3-part movie of one saga.
Okay.
They could make it the Orochi saga. They could make it the Ash saga. They could make it the Les saga if they want to go a little sci-fi with it. It's fine. And just don't screw it up. That's all I ask.
Yeah, definitely.
Outside of that, I don't know. Could they actually make a Dark Souls movie?
It's possible. Yes, the thing is like they would have to tell it in a weird way because
Yeah, I think I want the other Miyazaki to do it.
Oh, okay.
Like I want to see it animated. I want to see it like not have too much talking in it. and just let the story carry itself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they could do it. Otherwise, if they want to do it live action, whoever did Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Whoever did Lord of the Rings, and well, maybe not whoever did Lord of the Rings, just whoever directed it, and whoever did the special effects work, like the green screen things, like production side, just that crew. Because I think, as much as I don't care for Lord of the Rings, I think the movie looks absolutely fantastic, and try to keep the world looking like how it should.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that production crew could make the world of Dark Souls look amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely possible to do that because Dark Souls is like a very dark theme kind of game.
No, really. It's part of the name.
Yeah. Beast New York says that that's hard to answer, but most people would pick their favorite games that they always have loved from their top 10. If you're talking about in reference of movies, then yeah, I can kind of see that, but not every game will be able to be recreated in a movie aspect. It doesn't work like that, like for most
Yeah,
games. So.
like I did mention before, I wouldn't mind a Smash Bros. Movie made, or a Smash Bros. Anime made directly by Nintendo. Like that was a thing I remember mentioning before.
Yeah,
But
you did.
as far as like actually like like Hollywood doing something,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Mega Man is would be my top one pick because that's my favorite game series,
Mm-hmm.
just in general. But outside from that, like yeah, the others I picked like King of Fighters. I shoot, I could actually imagine a good Yakuza movie made in Japan.
No, Yakuza should be way
It,
fucking
it, it
easier.
should it should be difficult.
Nah, that should be way easy. As long as you get like the similar story from the actual game, then you're good. Because
Yeah.
everything is technically real life aspect. You're playing video games.
Yeah,
You're
real
going to
life aspect
bars.
with like fantasy gameplay, you could say.
Yeah, yeah.
Because by the time it goes into cutscene mode, you don't usually see that stuff. People aren't going into heat up mode mid
Mm-hmm.
fight in cutscene. That's only
Yeah,
from a gameplay standpoint.
exactly.
Um, yeah, if I would probably if I would make a Shenmue movie, I would probably cut out a bit of game one
Mm-hmm.
and like make that into like the first hour to half hour,
Mm-hmm.
and then do a bit of what was in Shenmue 2 and cut it there.
Right.
So like a good stopping point in Shenmue 2, and then from there go through all of whatever Shenmue 2 is left off of.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what Shenmue 3 looks like, so I can't say that yet.
Right.
So that's how I would do the Shenmue movie because Shenmue 1 is very slow and
Mm-hmm.
it's very like day to day.
Mm.
But from the way a certain someone speed runs it, it doesn't seem that way.
Right.
And Shenmue 2 is very more like story focused, and there's a lot more going on with it than in Shenmue 1. So I would, if I don't make Shenmue 1 its own movie, I would just make it partially with Shenmue 2, and sometime after he gets off the boat and like is doing things in Shenmue 2, there is where I would cut it.
Exactly.
And that would be it. Granted, like that's probably my number two game of all time, but that's how I do it. I think, hmm, I wouldn't want a Legend of Zelda movie. I would want Legend of Zelda shorts,
Oh, okay.
like live action shorts, or
Yeah.
like a Netflix thing.
Mm-hmm.
I could deal with that because I don't think I can carry a entire Legend of Zelda movie with the main character not talking.
Right, right.
And At the risk of getting my head cut off, I'm not about to make him talk.
Okay.
Alright, any other suggestions from you?
No, that's pretty much it. There's really not much for me to put when it comes to like games into movies. Not right now, to my knowledge. Because again, most of the games or that came out to movie I did wanted to see, but they just did it really bad. Like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter.
I mean, I think Mortal Kombat is the least offensive one.
Yeah, but there's a lot of
It's very just campy in the 90s.
right.
It was the era it was made in, basically a product of that.
Mm-hmm. So they
If you could do with that, it's a fine movie. Okay about it.
Right. So as I said, it's been there, it's been done, but you know, hopefully in the future we'll get something good. But
Yeah. And I apologize that I did actually tell Nelson in advance or anything like that. Stevenson, I legit just decided, oh, you know, from all this like driving around to and fro, I did actually check YouTube, and I literally checked maybe 5 minutes before the show aired.
oh, okay.
So yeah, I did get the chance to actually make notes about what I would want. I didn't tell Nelson to make any notes about this, so it's very uh, off the mind, basically,
Mm-hmm.
off the top of my head.
Okay.
Okay. I don't think I have anything else right now.
Man, I see we covered everything right now.
Yeah, we did cover everything. I did leave that as the last topic,
Yeah, we
just to make sure
covered everything from what I'm
right.
seeing right now.
Yeah, so good show. Thank you for everybody that showed up. Beast New York, Sleepy Jim, Megasonic. I think I don't think Playboy was here. I think someone
No,
else may
Playboy
have
was here.
been there.
It was Shin Raven hosted us. We have
Oh,
Slinky
that's what it was.
Jim. We have myself. We have you. X Megasonic was here. Beast New York, and that's.
There's a guy named DJ. I saw him earlier.
Didn't see him on.
Yeah, I apologize, DJ. I didn't say hello to you. I know you're a new guy.
Yeah, but he didn't
But I
write in
did.
chat or he didn't made himself known, so I can't really just like know who's in here and stuff like this. So.
Yeah, and we got Sleepy Jim saying Bionic Commando Bollywood style action looks like
Nah, no
grandson.
fucking Bollywood. No, I
man.
hate Bollywood. Period. Like, there's just certain shit that I just can't tolerate. Bollywood is one of them. Bollywood takes fucking shit and over exaggerates them to the fucking fifth power. Like, that's ridiculous.
Have you seen some of the crazy Caribbean movies?
Yeah, I have. I don't want to get into it because that shit will never end. I'll just keep ranting all night. I don't want to. I had an animated gift once upon a time for the Twitch before I was going to Evo. For every dollar that you donated, you'll see some wacky ass, tacky Bollywood random shit. Like this guy randomly came out of nowhere, started running as fast as a fucking car, took a fucking lamppost and fucking whacked someone over the head. Like, what? Like, no.
And superpowers have nothing to do with the movie?
No, it didn't. No, it did not. It was just super over exaggerated shit.
It's because why not?
Like,
We have the technology.
It's like, why the fuck, man? But again, I don't want to make it go on to a long ass rant, so I'm gonna just stop right there with that. So.
Oh, okay. Me, I'm not doing anything right now with my channel or Twitter. I do have a Twitter now.
Oh,
I'm still like working on it. Like I did follow you on Twitter.
Oh, did you? What's the name? Because I don't like. I was just cycling through shit.
Yeah, it's gig underscore gaming.
Gig underscore gaming. All right, let me see if I got you here.
Yeah, you know, Battlefield. I guess, but I see so many movies like Saving Private Ryan is just Battlefield for me anyway.
Yes, you did follow me. I'm gonna follow you right back.
Beast New York. So yeah. Oh, shoot! What was that? Oh my goodness! What is that game? Darksiders.
Oh yeah, Dark Side is. Oh my god.
That could make a fantastic movie. I'm sure Hollywood would butcher it from here on out, but I think
Darksiders is possible. The Darkness is definitely possible to fucking do. Definitely possible. The Darkness 1 was actually a really good game. Darkness 2 is just pure shit.
I wouldn't know. I didn't get the chance to play them.
Oh, you need to. If you have the money, please pick up the Darkness. It's a really fucking good. Like if you want like story and you like Italian like mob type shit or whatever, dealing with like unnatural shit.
Well, time to put that on the backlog, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I recommend playing part 1. Part 2. Yes, thank
Did,
you. Mafia and Supernatural put together. Exactly.
Okay, okay. Did Eternal Darkness ever have a movie?
I don't know.
It could work. It could work like as a 3D movie or something like that.
It could.
Yeah. I don't really want any sort of Nintendo games to ever be movies ever again, unless it's like shorts, cartoons, or something directly made by Nintendo themselves. Like, yeah, I've seen the really, really good trailer that someone had made for a Metroid movie.
Okay.
It's never going to happen.
Yeah.
The Metroid series is way too slow paced. Yeah, sure, it has very, alien-like inspirations, but it's not going to work as a movie. And I'm sure I can make, like, a top 10 reasons why it should ever happen. But as shorts, a cartoon of some sort, fine. But never a movie. Never a live-action movie.
Exactly.
Like you're probably going to have that same situation where whoever was playing the main character in Assassin's Creed is going to want their face on screen at all times. Like, this chick goes into space where like humans can't breathe, and she wears a helmet all the time, right? Nah, but you gotta get my face though.
Yeah, I gotta get that face. Let's go.
Now you're just trolling, Beast New York.
Blue Stinger Tetris. Nope. Blue Stinger was so shit. I do not like that game.
You know what, Tetris? Isn't there like... Wait a second. Isn't there like a Tetris movie in the works or something?
I hope not. I mean, if it's a documentary, I can see that. But if it's anything else,
I mean, I've seen a Tetris documentary before. They exist.
Yeah, that I do know, but if it's not that, then I wouldn't want anything else.
I know it's a retro game. If it's not Pac-Man, it's like something else. I want to believe it's a Tetris movie. Let me actually take a look real quick, just to see if that's true.
Oh man.
Yeah, there's a Tetris movie being in the works, and they say it's a trilogy.
Nope.
So,
nope.
There you go, Beast New York. There's your movie.
Nope.
Look forward to that whenever.
Nope. Nope. That's stupid ass.
Yeah. I know. It sounds stupid.
It's so stupid.
Because I felt like there was something that I read about where there's a Tetris movie, and like the Tetris blocks with like spires coming from space.
Yeah.
And like they're actually like ships or something like that, or like they control planets somehow, or they destroy planets. They're like a super weapon, something. It sounded completely absurd and stupid, and I wanted nothing to do with it.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's a thing. Like, good grief, man! Like, why can't they just give me the Metal Gear movie and just be done with it? Dark Void. Yeah, Dark Void would have made a good movie. I think it could have. A good sci-fi movie. Dead Space as well.
Dead Space I could see. If it hasn't been done already, some other means
it
could be.
Yeah, just get James Cameron on Dead Space and it would work out. And probably someone else for a Dark Void movie. I think it could work. but I think Dark Void would probably be better as a cartoon.
Yeah.
Just just because Dark Void didn't have a lot of talking in it, it was just a lot of action.
Mm.
So they would have to do a lot to make that script work.
Mm-hmm.
But a cartoon where like the characters just like going from base to base, like liberating areas,
Right.
and like maybe like a He-Man or a uh like well maybe a He-Man like kind of way of just it being a cartoon where it's just nothing but action. Fine
Mm-hmm.
by me. Like, yeah, yeah. If actually now that I think about it, okay, if The Legend of Zelda was ever to have a cartoon that was made by Nintendo themselves, get
Mm-hmm.
the guy that makes Samurai Jack.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic for me because the series doesn't rely heavily on talking to convey its story,
Mm-hmm.
and it has just the right kind of action that would be in the same lengths of what Nintendo may be willing to do. At
Right.
least the old show. I feel bad because I still haven't gotten the time to watch the new show and how it works on Adult Swim.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going by what the old show did. I don't know exactly what the new show has been doing, but I've heard it's been taking a lot of liberties with doing things.
Right. Right. Right.
Kind of like a robot in a way, do for Mad TV.
Oops. Mm-mm-mm.
Maybe. Alright.
Alright, so is there anything else that needs to be in discussion, or is that
I
like a
I'm
wrap?
giving myself a couple of more seconds to actually think of something, and I have nothing. And I
Uh,
gave everyone else, like Sleepy Jim and Beast New York, ample time to say any more ideas. So I'm just going to cut this show right now while things aren't awkward.
okay, so
So
we could definitely do that right now. So I guess I'll close it out with you saying anything that you need to say of any updates, announcements, so on and so forth. I'll make mine, and then we'll close it out.
no sort of basic announcements other
Besides your
than
Twitter.
yeah, so I have a Twitter now if you actually want to go to it. It's gig_gaming. I well, I don't think it'll actually show up, but I'll type it in anyway.
I did it for you.
Thank
I
you.
did it, yeah.
That's it. And I also have a YouTube channel by that name right now as well. I just haven't put anything on it, so I haven't really announced it. So once I actually have something to show for, then I'll let you know.
Right, but the good thing is now since you have a Twitter and you are doing the show, if you people would like, if you have a Twitter account, you can message T-Rex directly now. You can send them DMs of topics to discuss or anything to improve the show, anything that you would like to see in the show. So that's actually a good thing. So now you have a direct contact.
Right. So for anyone like Tyler Stevenson or Blazin or Sleepy Jim, who have all been very wonderful audience members in helping with ideas for the show,
Mm-hmm.
you can easily get to me now. And not only that, if you actually do have like legit ideas for the show going forward of how to improve things, this is another way you can let me know. If you
Yes.
don't want to put it out there on YouTube or put it out there on the Twitch channel as well.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, people, really, I can't thank you enough for these 15 weeks of just helping out with the show. It's been really nice, and this is what I want to see from now on. So thank you. I really appreciate it. And if there's anything else you have to say to just anything in general, you know that there's the Facebook and the other Twitter account and the Twitch here as gimmicks help. I noticed. I don't want to rely on gimmicks though, especially when it's like like something that I want to do. Like I don't want it to be considered a gimmick. Like this whole having the audience talk back. Like I don't want that to be thought of as a gimmick. I want that to be known as part of the show and why the show exists. Because
Yeah.
like literally, you can go watch the show on Saturday's podcast, and you'll get some things being said to you back by Alex and the rest of us members here, but more often than not, you might not. But here, I want you to have the chance to have your voice heard to some capacity. Like especially since we're not pulling like thousands numbers, so you guys can actually talk back to us.
Yeah, so it's not that much of filtering to go through and stuff like
Right.
that.
Right. So I don't want the things that's being done here as gimmicks.
Yeah, but if anything, again, as T-Res has mentioned, just hit him up on his brand new Twitter account, gig_gaming. And if you have any questions about the Hear Me Out show or anything to add on to it or any topics you'd like to be discussed, that's a direct contact to him, and he will be more than happy to answer you as soon as he's able to get back to you. As of with me, if you guys haven't noticed, this footage is provided by my channel, Mugen_Ketsuki on Twitch, playing the Kings of Fighters 2.0 patch with the 4 DLC characters. You can also catch me live streaming every Sunday night through Thursday night. If there's any other day, like Friday through like Sunday morning, it's random. Like completely and utter fucking random.
Oh, I would also like to add, I don't think we're going to be covering, the costumes for KOF. I don't think that's happening.
I don't think that's gonna go as far as getting costumes, unless if we do get support as of donations for us to get the outfits. You can either donate to my PayPal account on my Twitch account, and I'll definitely cover the outfit packs if it's not costly, because I realize like the other ones are like $199 right now. I don't know if they're gonna keep it that way with the new ones that are coming out now. And there's a few, so I'm not in any place right now to be like, yeah, I got the money, I could just get all the outfits right now, and we could just see how they look.
Especially since, like, do you even play those characters? I mean,
I'd
I'd be willing to get Mitsun-kun's costume because I do play that character. I really like him. But that's the only character of these 4 here that I'm willing to really get. Like,
I mean, again,
I don't really. I play a little bit of Angel. I'm still practicing her, but I don't really like the costume. Right. And Sylvie, I don't play her at all, but I do like the costume.
Right.
And, I don't really care for Kula, and I don't really care for the costume either. So there's that.
Right, but I don't mind playing the other characters because, like, I haven't really played the game, like, period, until this video just came out with the 2.0 patch. So it goes to show that I haven't played the game within, like, its first day of launch until now.
So you kind of bought the game at launch, too.
Yeah, I bought the game at launch because I was like, all right, this is going to be a game to showcase. But, again, lost track of time, and the game had a lot of issues with it from jump. So I just didn't even bother. But now I will be playing the game avidly, try to get that into like my daily rotation of things. But yeah, if you guys would like to see the outfits and stuff like that, I don't have the accessible means of getting it right now. But if you would like to see it in the next Hear Me Out segment, you can always just go to my Twitch channel and just donate. You know, any amount of money does help to getting things that we would need for this show and for my stream as well. So that's an option. But besides that, there will be stuff in the works that I will be allowing T-Risk to use as footage in the future, whether if it's on here or whether if it's on his personal YouTube channel. So stay tuned for that, because I'm trying to do stuff in the works where we can start doing actual live tournaments and not online tournaments, so we can actually get people to come out, do some, like, you know, stuff like we used to do. Go outside, make fucking physical interaction, not interaction off of a mic or words through a phone. like physically come out, what up, shake hands, GGs, get some networking founded, and be good in person. But other than that, I think that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, thank you, Nelson, for hearing me out with all these topics. I know it's been a long list.
Yeah, it was almost 2 hours and 5 minutes long of a list, but
Yeah, I got through a couple of them really fast since there was mostly like PSA type stuff that I didn't think was going to be covered this week.
right.
So I just tried to get them out there, and it's also like things that I enjoy. Like that whole seeing how the game works is something that I really enjoy, especially when it comes to music.
Exactly.
But when it comes to art as well, I really enjoy that too. So I hope there are some listeners out there that also share this same love for how the game actually works.
Right. Ooh, excuse me. Right.
Yeah. With that said, also thank you just everyone that showed up. You've all been a great audience. And anybody else that decides they're going to watch this on YouTube later, on the YouTube channel that you also see down below. Okay, I think I've covered everything. Oh, no, I almost forgot before somebody twisted my leg about this. This show was also brought to you by Fullscreen. So thank you to our sponsors as well for helping us make this show possible.
Alright guys, with that being said, we're gonna air off so you can catch us next week on Wednesday. Again, it will either be from anywhere from 11 to 12, or it would be sometime around like 7 to 8 o'clock at night. So it's depending on the schedule between me and T-Risk. So with that being said, same time, same place. Catch you guys next week.